Ryan stood at the observation deck of the Terran diplomatic vessel Horizon's Hope, his breath fogging against the reinforced glass as he watched the twin moons of Zelthar rise over the crystalline capital below. 6 months of negotiations, countless cultural briefings, and still, nothing had prepared him for her. Princess Maya of the Zeltharian Empire moved through the reception hall like liquid starlight. Her skin bore the characteristic azure shimmer of her people, and her eyes, those impossible eyes that shifted between silver and violet, had haunted his dreams since the first diplomatic session. "You're staring again, Ambassador Chen," Commander Davis whispered, nudging Ryan's ribs. "That's the 3rd time tonight." Ryan tore his gaze away, heat creeping up his neck. "The treaty negotiations are nearly complete. I'm just observing." "Sure, and I'm the Emperor of Mars." Davis grinned. "Look, everyone knows you've got it bad, but she's royalty from a civilization that makes us look like we just discovered fire. The Zeltharians have mastered dimensional travel while we're still struggling with basic FTL. It's never going to happen, buddy." Ryan knew Davis was right. Humanity had only made first contact with the Zeltharian Empire 2 years ago, when their exploration vessel stumbled through a wormhole into their space. What could have been a disaster, humanity's clumsy entrance into a galaxy already full of advanced civilizations, had instead become an opportunity. Largely because of Maya, she had been the one to advocate for humanity. Where other Zeltharian nobles saw primitive upstarts, she saw potential. Where they saw a species barely capable of reaching their own moon, she saw determination and ingenuity. She'd argued before the High Council for weeks, pushing for a trade alliance rather than quarantine protocols. "The humans are young." "Yes," she had said during one session Ryan attended via holographic link. "But they are survivors. They've clawed their way up from a death world, overcame their own tendency toward self-destruction, and reached for the stars with technology they practically invented from scratch. That's not weakness. That's strength we should cultivate, not dismiss." Her words had changed everything. The treaty that would be signed tomorrow would grant humanity access to Zeltharian trade routes, educational exchanges, and most importantly, the respect of the galactic community. And Ryan had fallen hopelessly, impossibly in love with the alien princess who had saved his species from irrelevance. "I should get back to the delegation," Ryan muttered, turning from the window. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. "Ambassador Chen," a melodic voice called from behind him, and Ryan froze. Maya approached, her ceremonial robes flowing around her like captured nebulae. Up close he could see the faint bioluminescent patterns that traced her collarbones, a sign of royal lineage. "Might I have a moment?" Davis practically vanished, leaving Ryan alone with the princess. "Of course, Your Highness." Ryan bowed in the Zeltharian fashion, touching his forehead and heart. Maya's expression softened. "We've worked together for half a solar cycle, Ryan. I thought we were past formalities." "Old habits," he managed, his heart hammering against his ribs. This close, he could smell her, like ozone and spring rain and something indefinably alien that made his head spin. They walked together to a quieter corner of the observation deck. The diplomatic reception continued behind them, a carefully orchestrated dance of 2 civilizations learning to understand each other. "Tomorrow, the treaty will be signed," Maya said, gazing out at her homeworld. "Your people will join the broader galactic community. You should be proud, Ryan. You've been instrumental in making this happen." "You did all the heavy lifting," Ryan replied. "I just tried not to accidentally insult anyone's ancestors or propose marriage to someone's pet." Maya laughed, a sound like wind chimes. "Oh, you did propose marriage to someone's pet, Counselor Vexthor's companion creature, but we decided not to tell you." Ryan's face went crimson. "What? You said your beauty transcends words in what you thought was formal Zeltharian. Unfortunately, you were using the intimate conjugation reserved for marriage proposals, and you were facing the wrong direction." Maya's eyes sparkled with mirth. "Don't worry." Vexthor found it endearing. The creature less so. Despite his embarrassment, Ryan found himself laughing. "And this is why humanity needs you people. We're absolutely terrible at this." "You're learning," Maya said, her voice softening. "That's what matters. Do you know what the Council's biggest concern was? Not your technology level, not your military capacity. It was whether humans had the humility to learn, to admit they didn't have all the answers. You've proven that you do." They stood in comfortable silence for a moment, watching the lights of the city below. "What happens after tomorrow?" Ryan asked quietly. "The treaty gets signed, delegations go home, and we probably never see each other again." Maya turned to face him fully, her alien features unreadable. "Is that what you want?" "No." The word escaped before Ryan could stop it. "God, no. He cut himself off, aware he was about to cross a line that couldn't be uncrossed. "You what?" Maya pressed, stepping closer. Ryan's mouth went dry. He could feel the warmth radiating from her skin, could see the way her bioluminescent patterns pulsed slightly faster. He thought of all the reasons this was impossible. The cultural differences, the physical incompatibilities, the political ramifications. He thought of returning to Earth without ever telling her how he felt. "I wish I could marry her," Ryan whispered, not quite meeting her eyes. The words falling from his lips like a confession meant only for the stars beyond the glass. Maya went absolutely still. The shimmer of her skin intensified, blazing bright enough that Ryan finally looked at her directly. Those impossible eyes were wide, her lips parted in what might have been shock. "Ryan," she breathed, "do you understand what you just said?" Informal Ziltharian? Horror flooded through him. "Oh God. What did I accidentally propose to another pet? Please tell me the ship's AI isn't sentient." "You proposed to me," Maya interrupted, and her voice carried a weight that made Ryan's knees weak. In the old tongue, the sacred dialect reserved for royal betrothals. "And you did it correctly this time. Perfect grammar, proper conjugation, facing the right direction." Ryan's mind reeled. I didn't mean, that is, I did mean, Maya, Then I accept," she said simply, and the universe tilted on its axis. "You, what?" Maya reached out, her azure fingers threading through his. Where their skin met, small sparks of bioluminescence danced, her body's natural response to emotional intensity. "Did you think I advocated for your species purely out of diplomatic interest?" She smiled, and it transformed her face into something radiant. "Did you think I volunteered to be the primary liaison with the human delegation by chance?" "Ryan, I have been trying to figure out how to express my feelings without causing an interstellar incident for the past 3 months. But I'm human. We're not even the same species. The biology alone is something the Zeltharian Medical Corps has been researching extensively," Maya finished. "We've had successful unions with 17 different species. The paperwork is extensive but manageable." Her expression turned serious. "But there are challenges. Political opposition from the conservative factions. Public scrutiny. The simple fact that we come from different worlds, different cultures. This won't be easy, Ryan." He looked at their joined hands, at the way her luminescence seemed to dance around his fingers, like her very biology was reaching for him. He thought about his apartment on Earth, small and empty. He thought about the endless diplomatic receptions that had felt meaningless until she walked into them. He thought about the future humanity was building, and how she was the one who had made it possible. "I'm human," Ryan said finally, squeezing her hand. "We're really good at doing things that aren't easy. It's kind of our whole thing." Maya laughed, and this time there were tears in her eyes. Apparently some emotional responses were universal. "Is that your official statement, Ambassador?" "That's my official statement, Your Highness." Ryan grinned, feeling lighter than he had in months. "Though I should warn you, according to Commander Davis, I just discovered fire. You might be getting the short end of this deal." "Oh, I don't know," Maya said, pulling him closer. Around them, the diplomatic reception continued, oblivious to the moment that would change 2 civilizations' shared history. "You humans have something the rest of the galaxy has forgotten. You still believe in impossible things. You reach for stars you shouldn't be able to touch. You fall in love across the void of space itself." She leaned in, her forehead touching his in the human gesture she'd learned just for him. "You make the impossible possible," she whispered. "That's the most powerful thing in the universe. Tomorrow they would sign a treaty. There would be negotiations, political maneuvering, and countless complications. But tonight, under the twin moons of an alien world, a human ambassador and a Zeltharian princess held each other and proved that the greatest discoveries weren't made in laboratories or on distant worlds. They were made in the spaces between hearts brave enough to reach across the darkness and say, "I choose you," and sometimes, impossibly beautifully, the darkness reached back.